Cybele, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started singing and what you've been doing, where you grew up.
Well, I've been singing for most of my life. I credit my love of jazz with some of the albums that I grew up with around me that I would kind of find in the house and put on the CD player and listen to. I had an album of Chet Baker Around Midnight that I used to play a lot, and I had like a 3-disc version of Ella singing the whole Gershwin songbook. So that's kind of how it started. And the other thing I had is these books of, they were called the Reader's Digest songbooks of classic songs. Yeah.
Okay.
They're like, I don't even know if you can get them anymore.
No, I'm sure.
We used to, you know what, me and my mom used to bid for them on eBay when one of them would get destroyed because we'd be like, we have to find this edition again because they're so valuable. So I would put those up and play through them on the piano. I played piano too, I still do. And I would sing along, and that was kind of how it started. And when I got into, I think it was middle school, I was in my first jazz band, and I had a little stint where I played alto sax, actually.
Awesome. So where was the middle school? Where was this?
That was in New Mexico. So I grew up in Colorado and New Mexico. I'm from the West.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you wind up coming to the D.C. area?
So I came to D.C. for a job. My day job, I'm in the news industry, so jazz is my side hobby that I love. And, yeah, I came here for a job, and, I was looking for something to kind of do. I was looking for some way to continue my music, and I ended up finding the jazz community that has kind of coalesced around the wonderful Green Island Jazz Cafe.
Oh, sure, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when I started out, I was a hostess at the Jazz Cafe, and I would get people in the door and, kind of advertise the jazz, and then I worked my way up to singing with the band, and then I took off and I started booking my own gigs.
Fantastic. Now, did you, in terms of your education, did you do any music education, going to college or anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I played in jazz bands when I was in college. I was lucky to be able to go to school in New York, and so I got a lot of kind of jazz education from just playing with people around there, hearing the sounds of the city, sitting in places. It was a really wonderful experience. I had a great jazz teacher in high school as well. Yeah.
Okay, so in high school, was it the jazz band teacher that worked with you doing instrumental and vocal jazz?
Yeah, I had a wonderful, shout out to my wonderful jazz piano teacher. His name was Chris Ishii. And then I sang as well. I sang in the high school musicals, actually. I loved the musicals.
Okay, and what university did you go to when you came to New York?
I went to Barnard College.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they had also a music program beyond what you were majoring in that you were able to get involved with.
Yeah, I took a few wonderful jazz classes. I took one course in jazz arranging, actually, and a lot of the other people in the class they had this like music programming, like software kind of stuff to write all the to do the arrangements. And I remember I really wanted to write it by hand, so I had this big, giant, spiral notebook, and I wrote down my arrangement.
Fantastic. So you may not want to get into it, but your day job as a journalist, what kind of work are you doing as a journalist here in the D.C. area?
Yeah, well, I write, I cover, actually, I do some reporting on the Pentagon by day, and that's somewhat new to me. I came up just I was a general assignment reporter for a while. I did a little bit of TV over at PBS, and I kind of tried different things. So it's been an interesting ride.
It's always an interesting contrast. Although I've been doing radio all of my adult life, actually some 58 years now, 59 years, I guess. But I had a full career as a government employees union representative. So we're a lot of us involved with the music often have to have day jobs.
Yeah, it's an important contrast. It like gives you a break from that heavy stuff that you're doing during the day.
So you've been working with different clubs around town. What have you been doing most frequently?
Yeah, well, we had a jam session for a while at Bukom Cafe that was really awesome, and it was a running, steady gig. We've been playing different like hotel gigs around town, different bars, that kind of thing. We love doing private events. Mr. Henry's is really important to us because it's our first big, it's such a historic jazz club, so important to DC jazz history. So we're excited to, use that as a jumping off point, try to play some more different clubs.
Fantastic. Well, tell us about it. What's happening?
Yeah. So we are playing at Mr. Henry's a week from tonight. That is July 31st from 7 to 10 p.m. It's going to be an amazing show, and I want to run it the way that we ran our wonderful jazz jams over at Bukom Cafe. So I want it to be I want people to, sit in if they want to. I want the audience to be really into it, to interact, I want people to bring their instruments if they know a tune, we get people on up there.
Well, this is an exciting time for you, and I really appreciate you calling into Thursday Late Night Jazz. We have queued up Tuesday Jazz at Bukom on YouTube. I hope it comes across well. And we'll listen to some of your music. And since I have some of hers in my bag later on in the show, we'll hear some Roberta Flack, which made Mr. Henry's very famous.
Yeah.
So, again.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Rusty. This is great to be on the show. You have a historic program.
Well, thank you very much.